So are we going to see you guys get along on the show, or are there some heated disagreements?
Well,
in real life, we get along.
In real life, we get along really great. I mean, anytime there's Ariel might hang up on me sometimes,
A lot of
but we're really good about, you know, nipping things in the bud and moving forward. I mean, because we're sisters, you know, we don't
can't
fight
stay
like
mad
that.
too long.
We can't,
Right.
you know, even if we don't agree on something, we agree to disagree and move on. And usually my mom is like the referee; she's the common denominator. So if we can't agree on something, she will be the deciding factor on, you know, which route we're going to take and what we're going to do to move forward. So
On the show, you may catch us in an argument.
on the show, though, that's the only thing about reality. You know, I think you know you have to have a little bit of something, a little bit of spice, a little bit of drama to keep the viewers entertained. So you will definitely see us, you know, talk a lot and kind of have butt heads a little bit when it comes to the business. And I don't want to give too much away, but you will definitely see Ariel, you know, kind of put it all out there.
Okay. Speaking of the show, let's talk about WAGS Atlanta and how that came about. And did you guys know that you wanted to do the show right away, or was it something that
Definitely not.
We definitely had to think about it.
We definitely had to think about it. I will say, for me, reality TV was something that had been in my life for probably about 2 years before the show came along. We actually, my husband and I had a pilot with E, a family-based show on our lives. And so we were working on that with E, and then I did, I think, 2 other pilots after that. I did a pilot for E, another one as well. So E was very familiar with me. And I actually did like a trial period with one of the really, you know, one of the biggest shows here in Atlanta. So I had, you know, ins and outs with the reality TV, and so I wasn't quite comfortable with it yet, you know, but I was able to kind of get a different perspective where I was like, okay, well, it doesn't have to necessarily be all negativity and drama. It can be fun and family oriented. So that was definitely an eye opener. Being able to work on my own show was kind of like, okay, well, maybe I wouldn't mind being on reality TV. I'm normally a very, very private person, so I will say that's probably going to be the hardest part for me. Is having people in your life and in your business. But it was definitely, when WAGS came along, my husband was like, wait a minute, WAGS?
I always wonder, like, what are the husbands feel?
My husband was very reluctant at first. You know, he was all on board with us doing our own thing, but when it comes to, you know, being in a large group with other girls, those are normally associated with a lot of drama.
Right.
You know, so his thing was, you know, there's a lot of negative stigma associated, you know, and I know I will say a lot of the wives that I know don't necessarily feel all warm and fuzzy about the WAGS franchise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was definitely something we had to think about. But at the end of the day, my husband, you know, is very supportive. And he's like, if this is something you want to do, then I will stand behind you. And for me, it was more so, it's an opportunity to, you know, build my brand and have a platform, you know, to do what I want to do business-wise. So his, you know, aspect is more, well, I know you, and I know that you will represent me and our family to the fullest. So I'm not really worried from that angle. And, you know, we just decided we'll give it a try, and hopefully something positive will come from it.
What about you two? Same.
Yeah, for me, I mean, they brought it to me. It was kind of, you know, Eve, of course, first approached Kierra, and I think Kierra probably told him about Ariel, and then
we're like, we have a third sister.
And threw me in there. And
Like us.
So I remember we went and did like test shots and everything, did like test screens, and I really didn't think too much of it. Like, I didn't think that it would actually happen. And then like months later, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, check your email, we got a contract, you know, and it's like, okay. So it is happening, but you know, for me, like, you know, I told my ex that I was associated with that I was going to be on the show, and I told him, you know, I'm probably going to talk about you. Just a heads up, you know.
So you know.
I mean, and I guess as supportive from afar as he could be, he was, I guess, you know, he wasn't like disappointed that I was doing it or embarrassed or anything like that. So I think that was different than what some other people and single people might experience on these types of shows, because normally guys are like,
don't mention me.
Oh, don't tell anybody, you know. And he was just kind of like, well, I mean, you know, yeah, people know, and it's okay, you know, happy that something came out of it, I guess, for you. So I kind of look at it like, good, I'm happy something came out of it too. Yeah, and I was dating someone while we were filming the show, and he was supportive, and he came on the show a few times. That also is no longer, but yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to give too much.
Yeah, we
away.
won't give that away, but yeah.
Now, did you guys meet any of the other wags from
Not
from
yet.
LA or Miami?
We have not yet. I
Yeah.
know there's like been some social media interaction with
Yeah.
a few of us, but I think one of our castmates is, actually really good friends with some of the other girls, but we have not yet, and I absolutely love them, so I'm excited.
Oh.
I have my favorites, so I'm excited to hopefully
Yeah, I have a few favorites too.
meet a couple of them.
Well, just to wrap up, I want to know, do you guys have any advice for the wags who are looking to get casted by reality TV shows, or maybe have a pilot that they would pitch of their own?
That part, yeah.
Yeah, what words of wisdom can you
What
pass
words
along?
of wisdom?
Be yourself
Yes,
at all times.
I will
Definitely be
say,
yourself.
I don't want to give too much away, but something that's very different about Wags Atlanta than the other two franchises is that our particular brand is very family oriented.
Right.
It's really going to be about women empowerment and the sisterhood of Wags, and just more of a positive feel. There will be, of course, there's always a little,
drama,
every
but
now
a
and
tiny
it's not
bit.
like women attacking each
right.
other.
But I feel
you
like
know?
we have less drama probably than the other franchises, and we're a lot more family oriented. The significant others and husbands are a lot more present, and I think that's what makes us different. And I would say advice to anyone else: be yourself, because that's what we did, and that's how we kind of ended up with a different scenario than the other two franchises. That we're all have really good sense of humor.
I would say like if you're
we're
really trying to.
silly. We're
Like
funny.
be yourself, be witty, have fun. I think it took us a while to warm up to the cameras.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like I remember like the first month filming,
awkward.
all of us. I mean, because pretty much besides very few of us, I mean, none of us have done anything like this before. So it was very.
And are they there all the time, or how do they schedule?
We didn't do it like that.
Well, because it's a little different because we had a large cast, so there's 9 of us. So anytime you have 9 people trying to balance schedules, it was actually easier for us because we weren't filming constantly. With a smaller cast, I feel like you're going to film a lot more.
all the time.
But yeah, they gave us our privacy, and we were able to schedule things out. But it was fun. We enjoyed it.
Well, I'm excited. And then, is there anything else that you would like our audience to know about you, ladies?
We all love each other in real life.
Yeah, in real life. In real life.
They may show us
In real
arguing
life,
or-
I would just say sometimes reality doesn't actually show reality. We have not seen the show.
We have
We
not.
actually will see it when everybody else sees it. So on January 3rd, make sure that you're watching.
I'll be tweeting. Or something. You guys
Follow
can get
us.
to Twitter
Follow
again.
us.
Well, I'll be
Yeah, go
tweeting
ahead.
or
Shout out
something.
your social
type of
media.
stuff. Yeah. You can follow me on everything at I am Hope So Dope.
Because you are doing
You can follow me at Ariel Ashley, Ariel Ashley with 2 Y's.
Spell it out. You can follow me at Miss Kierra, and that's Kierra, Kierra, 2 A's at the end.
Can they actually follow you?
My page
it's
will be
private
open
right
very
now.
soon. I told y'all I'm a very private person. I have a problem. That's gonna
She
be
has
like-
all of like 600 followers.
Yeah, and all
She
like
just opened
pictures
it up.
of me and my family. Like I'm just not into all of that, but I'm working on that. And that's part of being.
Well, the show's gonna change all that, right?
Yeah. So yeah, if everybody would just tune in and just know, we hope to make a positive impact on everyone and show everybody what Atlanta's all about.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, ladies, for an awesome interview. You can catch Hope, Kierra, and Ariel on Wags Atlanta, premiering January 3rd on E!